how exciting is it to bring the first ever women's team to Waterford FC?
Well, it's fantastic. I think when we started on this journey, it was about growing a football club, and it would seem a natural progression that we have invested or have sought partners to invest and support us on a journey of growing the football club, and the women's is an integral part of the journey, and it just feels right and exciting. It's not anything I've been involved with before, and I've got to hold my hands up to some extent. It's not something I've really watched or been heavily involved with at all. Over at Fleetwood, we've got a partner women's team. We've got many girls teams coming forward, but obviously, no one can avoid the rise and growth and participation levels and interest in women's football and women's sport more generally. So it's something that we should be getting involved with. So yeah, really exciting.
And Emily, Steve mentioned the partnership there. Of course, HESS Sports Group are the partners in the Waterford women's team. Can you tell us a little bit about HESS Sports Group?
Yes, HESS Sports Group is a subsidiary of HESS Enterprises. HESS Enterprises has luxury goods, beverages, cosmetics, beauty, entertainment, art, and of course, women's sport. We focus within HESS Sports Group on empowering women. So we have a cycling team that was founded in 2023, and now we have Waterford Women.
What made you guys at HESS Sports Group get involved with Waterford in particular?
So I think Rolf Hess, the founder, actually met with Steve and started discussing women football, and the opportunity came up to start the first ever Waterford Women's Football Club, and we knew it would be a great opportunity and also great to get involved with the community and giving local players the opportunity to play.
Steve, what made HESS Sports Group be the right partner for you guys in this venture?
When I first was introduced to Rolf, he was introduced to us by another football club, as it happens, who had explained that he was interested in investing in women's sport. I'm often really keen to meet as many people as possible in my role. I think it's important that you do meet all sorts of people to sort of grow your mind and understand what they're about, and from that you form relationships. It was key to me that Rolf was really quite an interesting person, more generally, and I'm interested in people. But the interest in what he was doing in relation to cycling, and he'd done some research into women's football, had been around quite a bit of the games and the pyramid in England, and had spoken to people within the game. We spoke about Fleetwood, but Fleetwood's partnership and the level, and obviously the real investment in England in women's football was maybe prohibitive. So in a roundabout way, we sort of formed the relationship, and it sort of felt, actually, you've got a serious individual who's really serious about investing in women's sport, and really keen to have a footprint in women's sports, replicating the work to date in cycling. And I started thinking about Waterford, and we're not in the professional women's pyramid. There's a league there, and when you start to look at the league, hang on, you can get into the Champions League here. You can really grow and develop girls within the sport, which are already in our academy as well to date. So selling Waterford to Rolf and bringing him over and Emily over, and the things sort of snowballed from there, and it just felt the right fit more generally. It wasn't something that we'd been able to budget for. Running the club is a costly thing, and we've got a costly enterprise. We've got Fleetwood as well, so it wasn't something that we had within our remit by way of budget to support. So it was great to get a partner to work with us, where the investment allows us to move into the women's side of the game. So yeah, the partnership just felt right.
So Emily, the fan base has gotten to know a lot of the people behind the scenes here at Waterford FC, and you're the latest face in that behind the scenes team. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yes, so I'm the director of HESS Sports Group. As I mentioned earlier, we have a women's cycling team, and I don't actually have a background in women's football, but over the last few years, as following the rise in women's football, going to a lot of matches, meeting some fantastic women in the sports industry, I've really grown a passion and really want to make a difference to empower young players and athletes and give them opportunities within women's sport.
So Emily, is it true what we're hearing, that there will be a special bespoke away jersey for just the women's team, that they'll have their own away jersey? Is that true?
Yes, there will. We have been working behind the scenes with our partner Puma to design the away kit, and I'm super excited to announce it in the coming weeks. And also, it is the first ever women's Waterford away kit, so really excited.
Brilliant stuff. It was very exciting, especially for people from Waterford, that Gary Hunt was announced as the first manager of the Waterford women's team. Steve, how excited is it to get Gary in over the line as the first manager?
Yeah, I think it's superb. You know, we've known Gary. He did a great job around the first team over the last couple of years before he obviously went to Cove, and the time he's had there has obviously prepared him for management. It maybe wasn't something that he had anticipated doing, but knowing the town, knowing the club, people knowing Gary, it just seemed a perfect fit when we spoke around getting somebody to grow something new within the organisation, somebody who knew it. You know, we can go and find maybe somebody from overseas or somewhere else in Ireland, but I think it's important to start with that they understand the club and we understand where we're going. That it might be, you know, down the line that the wishes of the women's team are to maybe have more women involved, and it might be a women's coach further down the line, but I think Gary's a great starting point to get these things moving.
So Emily, of course, this is all hugely exciting. It's the first ever Waterford FC women's team, and I know you guys see yourselves in this for the long haul. So what are the long-term ambitions, do you think, for the Waterford FC women's team?
We want to offer Waterford women and our players obviously the opportunity on the pitch to follow their dreams, follow their career and their ambitions, but also education. And there are so many other avenues that we want to offer to everybody. And also to win the league and go to Europe.
Very good. And Steve, how do you guys see the long-term ambitions of the Waterford FC women's team?
I think probably more so from my side, obviously, while winning the league and going to Europe, really excited. I think we've got to maybe just start to learn, from my side anyway, certainly start to really embed this into part of the football club and to get a sort of a longer term strategy. We've got to learn quite a bit. We've got to understand, you know, what other clubs are doing in this space and create our own path for a sustainable model. You know, we've got an investor. Investors do require something back. That's probably representing the brand of HESS and enabling them to grow their awareness and you know, work around how they work as a group. So it's for me, it's probably more, let's embed this so it is a natural, growing, well-run, well-respected part of this football club. And hopefully with that, as Emily said, in time, maybe, there's some very good clubs out there, as I've seen, we win the league and maybe get into Champions League. Perhaps not before Waterford men's, but maybe.